Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm Anthony and that's Titus. We're on our way somewhere. I'm not really completely sure where we're going, but we're going on a road trip. We're really good on road trips and day trips and things like that because it's just a nice way to pass the time, especially during these times of COVID and not really having a whole lot of other opportunities to go anywhere. And yeah, so
today is a surprise trip for Anthony. He
have
does not know where we're going.
I have absolutely no idea where we're
It
going.
could be horrible, it could be good, you know.
Yeah.
Be prepared for everything.
Yeah. So we'll see what he has in store for us. It's gonna be a 50-50 thing. He's usually not so horrible when it comes to picking certain things, but you know, there was one time where I got my fingers burned and I haven't really been able to fully trust him since then. But hopefully today is going to be one of the better days. So stay tuned. So we're in the car now, and actually it's completely uncharacteristic that I'm not the one who's driving. It's usually me because I just prefer my driving. But we wanted to start this vlog. I don't know, we talked about it before, but there was never really the right time. We never really had the right idea, and we thought now is actually a good time to
now turn right and then turn left.
I don't know, kind of we live in Switzerland. For some backstory, we live in Switzerland. We are in probably one of the most amazing places that we could be. You know, it's really easy for us to travel anywhere. I mean, we have everything from mountains to lakes to cities to, I mean, it's really amazing. We stumble across really interesting things all the time. Random medieval towns and castles in the heart of Switzerland, and you know, beautiful picturesque lakes and sceneries and things like that. So we thought that it would be a really fun idea to do some road trips and take you guys along on the ride and share a little bit of our personal lives if you care. So yeah, so we thought that now is a really good time for us to do it because, you know, we have the time.
And also, you know, after a year and a half of COVID, I mean, we haven't been doing that much of trips, and we have been on the road as much as we would have loved to be.
As much as we usually are, actually.
Yeah, exactly. We've like, you know, so it's good to kind of rediscover the freedom, hopefully, over the next few months. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see. So yeah, so that's the goal of this channel, to just, you know, share a little bit of life, to share a little bit of culture, to share a bit of interest, to share some of this beautiful place we live in, and really just to kind of take you guys along on the ride. So stay tuned. So I'm making a pit stop now because no road trip is complete without having some form of snack. It's now it's 10:40 in the morning. We haven't had breakfast, so I'm just gonna get us some croissant, and we have tea in the car, and maybe something else. We'll see. Io prendo 2 con cioccolato, un con albicocca, una crema. So I've just got us some very nice treats. some nice Italian croissants. They're called cornetto in Italian. They're very, very good. I have to learn not to look at the screen. It's very, very distracting and it's very, very difficult. No, there's some really, really good stuff here. Now the road trip can commence. Sorry about the camera shaking. It's dashboard mounted and it's a little bit of a rough terrain at the moment. But so a little bit of backstory about us. I'm American. I was born and raised in New York, and I've been in Switzerland for it's 11 years already. 11 years and a few months. And it's a brilliant place to be. I mean, there are some things that just drive me absolutely nuts about being here, but it's really, really just been an amazing, sometimes dramatic roller coaster ride being here in Switzerland. Titus?
I'm German.
East German.
And I've been actually in Switzerland I came to Switzerland about 13-14 years ago for the first time, but I've been on and off for various reasons, work and so on. I came here first with an exchange program, and everybody,
that was Erasmus, right?
Erasmus, yes,
yeah.
Which is always a great thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like everybody, wanted to go to Spain or to England, some cool place, very different. And then there was this place in Zurich left, and I was like, all right, well, it's better than nothing, but it's probably going to be roughly the same as what, but it was not. So I was really excited to discover all the quirks and all the beauty and everything about Switzerland back then, and then it's been a rediscovering each time I came back in different ways.
And I mean, since we've been together, we've been really, we go on lots of road trips and day trips, so it's always really, really nice to discover new places and see places that we've been to before but never together. You kind of see it through different eyes because you're in a different place. I didn't come to Switzerland for work. It's usually I don't think people just wake up one day and say, I want to go to Switzerland. My original plan was to actually move to France. But I met someone who lived here and I came here and
French is one of the national languages here, so
close enough. And France is really, really basically right around the corner. It takes maybe an hour to get there. To one of my favorite regions, actually, Alsace. That person was not Titus, but we're together now.
I'm very thankful for that person. Anyways,
we've been together for 4 years now, and wait, is it 4 years?
Yeah.
4 years. Yeah, it's 4 years. And we've been married for almost 2. And yes, that sounds very, very fast, but when you know, and
no regrets.
No regrets.
So far.
No. And he and I are in.
We're going in a tunnel. It's gonna be dark.
It's gonna be dark. Yeah. We knew that with all of the experiences that we've had and all of the different people we've met in our lives and everything, we just knew that it was the right thing for us. And we're both 35. Titus is about to be 36. I'll be 36 later this year, and we just thought, okay, it's a good time for us to I have to move forward because otherwise I look kind of like the Cheshire Cat. All you see are my eyes and my teeth, which, you know, can be a little bit creepy. Yeah, no, it's a good stage in our lives, and we just decided that it was right for us. And, you know, actually our lives have been progressing really, really quickly since we got together. We got together.
Like every year there's like a major
new
change, but a good change,
yeah.
like not like baller. So
exactly. I mean, we got together, we bought an apartment, we got married, you know, so, and all this in 3 years. So it really is, I think for a lot of people it would be very, very quick, but I've always been a relationship type of person. I've always wanted to settle down and have that comfortable home life. And Titus, as a physicist, he's a professor of physics at the University of Zurich. He traveled a lot more before we met, and then we got together and he started traveling a little bit less, probably because I complained about it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. I mean,
I wanted to see you every now and then.
Exactly, you know.
The work trips.
And you know, it's been a little bit difficult with COVID because we haven't been able to travel very much, and usually he travels a lot for work, but he hasn't been able to travel at all for work, and I find myself missing it. Not the amount that he was traveling when we first got together, but the comfortable amount of traveling that he was doing after he slowed down a little bit. And yeah, and the travels that we usually do together.
But that will, you know,
hopefully that'll pick up again at some point, but definitely we don't want it to happen too soon.
Standing behind the waterfall, and it's loud, and it's a lot of water.
We're now on the terrace of that grand hotel that we saw from the distance, and this is their view. It's absolutely beautiful. And actually, this is the hotel from the other side. It's really, really beautiful. It's got some very nice elements. I mean, it looks kind of like, I don't know, some middle, medieval something, and also kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but it's absolutely stunning. But this view is just to die for. So we are now leaving that terrace. We're wearing masks because there were quite a number of people on this terrace, and we just, we don't want to take any unnecessary risks. I mean, maybe one would say it's unnecessary for us to have come here at all, but I think that after all the time spent at home and after all of the, just not being able to do anything, cabin fever starts to set in, and then you really just want to get out and do something. We're not taking any unnecessary risks really by sitting on the terraces at restaurants which are now currently open and overfilled. And the movie theaters are opening again. We're not doing that. We're definitely trying to stay as far away from crowds as possible. But I mean, to be perfectly honest, being outside, being able to go outside, being able to move around and experience something and not just be at home the entire time is just so important to the both of us. And we really have to enjoy this time as much as we can. Things are going to be different very soon. More on that at a later date. But we want to make sure that we're keeping our physical and mental health intact for all of the major things that we have coming later this year.
And that's just so important. And fresh air and sun.
Fresh air.
Nobody
and
can say anything against that.
The air doesn't get fresher than in Switzerland. Picnicking is also something people tend to do a lot here because it's just nicer, easier, cheaper to just grab something from the supermarket and then sit somewhere. It's really, really nice.
And
another luxury.
Like with, grill and barbecue, they would just make a fire somewhere in the woods.
Yeah.
It's really Swiss,
and it's pretty much allowed everywhere. I mean, there are places where they say, it's not allowed. Places where they say, at your own risk and things like that. And there are places where there are actual grills and fire pits set up in the middle of the forest where people would then just set up camp for a couple of hours and just
really enjoy themselves,
and relax.
Outing,
Which is also really, really just another luxury about living here in Switzerland. So, we're back home. I didn't film the drive home because, well, I fell asleep. I was just tired. But we had a really, really nice time today, right? And
I think so.
Yeah. And
was a lot of driving, but not too much. I mean,
no, it was too much driving.
It was too much driving?
It was too much driving for a day trip within Switzerland.
Okay. Well, it was a little bit here and there. I wanted to go over some paths to get to the last bit, and it is, again, too early in the year for the passes to be open, so...
Yeah. But anyway, it was a really, really nice day, and we look forward to showing you some more content like this. So please be sure to check us out again, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, stay tuned. Bye.